So, so internal APIs are the majority of the APIs. I was looking at this study by McKinsey, and about 77% of the APIs currently are internal APIs. So that actually dwarfs the public APIs and the partner APIs, which are actually about 18% for partner APIs and only 5% of our partner APIs. So the key thing here that I want you to get away of this is that partner APIs are not only very important, but are a necessary condition to expose public and partner APIs. So what? Oh, so sorry. There you go. All right, so my name is Andres Ortiz. I'm a strategic consultant for WSO2, which is an API management and identity access management company. We provide tooling for developers to simplify their implementation of microservices and APIs. All right, so what we're going to see in this talk is how these internal APIs are exploding in size. If a lot of the talks in this conference have been about the same topic of this API explosion, and we're going to see how to combat that we need to define an API strategy, and we're going to see how a digital platform is going to help you speed innovation by defining, allowing you to implement that API strategy. All right, so as you can see here, since the internet started, the number of actual endpoints have increased significantly over time. So initially, there were only a handful of machines connected. Then when we have distributed applications and desktops, then the number of endpoints increase some more. And as time goes by, we're seeing that the number of endpoints increases. Then we have the World Wide Web. Then we have IoT, and now we have microservices. So the amount of endpoints and APIs are growing and growing and growing, and there seems not to be any stopping on that. So there are a second challenge that we find is that your customers are expecting very rich experiences now. In order to differentiate yourself, you need to provide multiple channels of access. You need to provide a differentiated experience for your customers, and that in turn requires, going back again to the internal APIs, requires a lot of connections with your internal systems and then with partner systems, which in turn increases some more the number of APIs that you need to expose. A third challenge that we have is that in order to, let's take your core competency, which is your differentiator as a company. If you want that core competency to be implemented, you're not going to delegate that to an external vendor because your competitor is going to be the same, and at the end of the day, there is not going to be a differentiation. So the mantra of build of buy, or the dichotomy of build versus buy, doesn't apply here when it comes to your core competency. It's really build or, well, die, because you need to really implement your secret sauce, what differentiates your company from the rest. So what this implies is that every company that needs to differentiate themselves in the marketplace needs to become a software company. They need to build their own products. And we're shifting from the concept of companies building projects to actually building products, so managing all the product life cycle. So we saw these three challenges. We see the explosion of APIs. We see that we need to have a more differentiated experiences for our customers and a better integration with our partners. And we saw that that we have to build products internally to differentiate ourselves. So this is creating, as we have seen in other talks, this ball of mud, this explosion of APIs everywhere. So how do we solve this? In order to solve this, the best way is to look at what has worked in the past. So I used to work for Credit Suisse, and something like 20 years ago, they have a similar problem of explosion of services back then. Different products implemented using different technologies. And then the solution was to modularize this, to basically group functionality according to domains, and have a very well-defined interfaces, and then have a common communication framework that they could use. So back then they were using Corba, but nowadays it's a REST or it's a async API. I mean, you can see that graph there, and it looks identical to what we have nowadays. Okay, so you may say, wait a second, this looks pretty much like a microservice architecture. You're not telling me anything new. Great, okay. You're not telling me anything new, so what is the difference? Well, the key thing is that the same approach is applicable to the enterprise. So to make it applicable to the enterprise, we need to look at we need to organize the enterprise across domains. So what is a domain? But it's a business domain, and it has very clear defined boundaries around it. And those defined boundaries is what makes that special, because it ensures that the communications between those domains are enforced through interfaces, well-defined interfaces. So this ensures that each domain can grow separately from the other domains, and there is no need to have there is no conflict between the different domains. So this is basically what allow having this further approach that we have discussed in other talks, that you can have multiple levels of abstraction to do these implementations of your APIs. All right, so that's one key component is the architecture component, if you will. A second component is the alignment of your organization across 3 different pillars. So we have the people pillar, processes, and technology. So at the people level, so what we have found is that, what the industry have found is that people are more productive when they are working on small teams. So the idea here is that each microservice or each product is developed by a small group of people that is autonomous. It's fully autonomous, and they can take decisions of the product direction, etc., all based on the business strategy. The second one is a decentralized process, which it gives a level of governance, but at the same time leaves those autonomous teams to work on their own. And this, a third component is technology, which basically uses the technology that allows for those autonomous teams to be most productive. And all this is to align the organization towards an end goal, which we call the North Star. All right, so this is a quick slide just to show how those autonomous teams would look like. So as you can see, it has all the components necessary to define the product. So in a way, this autonomous team works like a small startup. And that's the key thing, because I think it was Jeff Bezos, the one that coined the term a 2-pizza team, which means that the teams should be only as big so 2 pizza can fit the entire team. So the idea with this is that the team is going to be most productive when their interactions are so tight. So that's why they need to be small teams, and they need to be autonomous. A second component in the process is the change in the operational model. You may have seen David. I'm sorry if I mispronounce his name. David Coty. He talked about how IT shouldn't be just a support function. So because of this, and the operational model, starting from the digital steering committee, IT needs to have a seat at the table to be a partner to help define the strategy for their firm. So they are, again, a revenue function, not just a cost function or a support function. And then the digital steering committee defines a priority list, and based on the architecture objectives, it defines the roadmap of the different products and how they are going to be delivered to the marketplace. Again, we have the digital architecture reward would be combining both architecture and the actual technology implementers that are going to make that happen. So the business component of the autonomous team would be meeting with the architecture review board to get a say on their products and to help drive their direction. And this is a key point here, and is that you see that feedback line going back from the products down to the architecture board, down to the digital steering committee. This is very important because as we get more information on the, as we get more information from the users of our products, we can change how the products, the shape of those products, and provide better experiences for our customers. Okay, and in terms of the technology, the development environment is crucial here, because the development environment needs to support those autonomous teams, and they need to be able to, for instance, automate all the governance tasks. So in this case, all the CI/CD pipelines and all the automated testing is crucial to ensure that your teams are constantly innovating and not being slowed down by governance processes, while still meeting the governance KPIs needed to ensure that we are providing the right products at the right level of quality. And one of these, so I talked about building products, testing them. Another key component is the deployment. The tool needs to be allow these autonomous teams to deploy any time, and it should have an integration with platforms such as Kubernetes, Docker, etc. All right, so cutting back a bit on the slides, but the key thing here is that this is an example of such a platform. So we have a platform called Choreo that does this. It provides all the necessary components that I described before. It allows the developers to develop their services using low code and graphical interfaces, and it allows them to publish services to a marketplace, and also they can build, test, and deploy their applications directly, and they can deploy those to Kubernetes, etc. And also, it allows client API developers to use the developer portal to access the marketplace and make use of our services. I mean the autonomous team microservices. This is all built on top of a management layer that allows for observability. So you can see how well, I'm getting too much into this. Sorry about this. Get too excited. I'm just scratching the surface. So if you're interested in this, take a look at our booth, and if you're online, check out this link. And let me jump to key takeaways. So the key takeaway here is that there's an explosion in APIs. Those APIs are mostly internal APIs. They are bound to grow even more in the following years. And to curb this API explosion, we need to define an API strategy. And this API strategy is built on a domain-driven architecture, like Belen just mentioned in her talk with Siemens. And it needs to be based on an organizational alignment. So it has to be based on people, processes, and technology. And lastly, we talk briefly about digital platform. We talk about Choreo, how it supports your API strategy, how it is going to make your developers more productive. It's going to help you reduce your time to market and make you more profitable. And it's going to improve your organization's agility and productivity. And again, check out this site for more information. And please visit us our booth. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think now it's time for the break, so I think it would be great if we continue the discussion directly at the booth. So the break is downstairs. All the drinks and coffee are downstairs, so I invite you to go there for this half an hour break. Yeah, enjoy the food and the coffee. Yeah, we see you in 30 minutes, right, in the different tracks. Thank you very much. Thank you.